It's time to feel what you've been bottling up. Life in rural America isn't easy. The long hours, the constant pressures, the demands of the land, livestock, and family, it all takes a toll. We're tough and we've got grit, but somewhere along the way, toughness started meaning bottling up emotions and powering through. But here's the truth. That strategy, it's not working and it's poisoning us. Maybe you've noticed and maybe you haven't, but the numbers don't lie. We're breaking down and it's showing up in our bodies, our relationships, and in the rising suicide rates in agriculture. You don't have to carry any of it alone. There's another way. If you're ready to stop being weighed down and start moving forward, my one-on-one good movement guidance is now open. Visit the link in the show notes to learn more and see if one-on-one guidance could be for you.
I'll carry you, you carry me, we'll help each other through it. Come on and see, good movement draws good movement.
Welcome to Good Movement Draws Good Movement, the podcast where farmers, ranchers, and rural folks can grow relationally through awareness, understanding, and effective communication. Hey, it's T. I'm your host, and I, along with my guests, will be covering topics related to drawing good movement. Things like self and social awareness, brain science, positive psychology, extending grace, and so much more. We'll share tools that can help you understand why you are the way you are, why others are the way they are, and how you can use that to step out of self-told lies with grace and compassion to draw good movement in conversations, relationships, and life in rural America. Let's go draw good movement. Welcome back to the Good Movement Draws Good Movement podcast. A few weeks ago, I was at a doctor's appointment. It's more than a few weeks ago. It was before my big surgery. I was at a doctor's appointment and just going through all the things. And after I got done, the appointment was really good. It was where I met my plastic surgeon, and I absolutely love him. But when I got done, it was about lunchtime, or I was hungry. So I went over to the Runza that was really close to the doctor's office. And I walked in and I ordered what I always order at Runza, which is not a Runza. I always order the barbecue crispy chicken sandwich because I love it a lot and it's delicious. So I got that meal and fries, and then I got an ice cream cone. And as I'm waiting for my meal to come, the cashier says, "Oh, I love your ear piercings," which I have 3 on one side and 4 piercings on the other side. And Tom sometimes says it looks like I'm a fishing lure, but I love them too. And so we struck up this conversation that started with her complimenting my earrings. And it got me to thinking about connection. And as humans, connection is something that isn't just important, it's something that we need. We need connection with other humans. And small moments like this are just a really great reminder that connection isn't always deep and it doesn't have to be complicated or involved. Connection can happen in these simple everyday exchanges, like my interaction with the cashier at Runza. Another example of this that I really, really like comes from one of my favorite authors, Bob Goff. In his book, Everybody Always, he tells this story of this years-long friendship that he grew 3 minutes at a time with a TSA agent named Adrian. So the story goes that Bob travels a lot and he travels through this, it sounds like a smallish airport. And he always sees Adrian, the TSA agent, who checks the IDs before folks walk through and enter the security line. And he sees Adrian half a dozen times before he says anything. But his first interaction with Adrian is letting him know that he's noticed how kind he is to everyone, even though this line is usually out the door and people are trying to make their flights and may or may not be kind in return. He notices that Adrian is always kind. And from there, they build this beautiful friendship just 3 minutes at a time. Every time Bob is traveling, they strike up a short conversation. And then pretty soon, they are friends who visit each other and talk outside of the TSA line. And it's just a really beautiful example of how you don't need a lot of time to connect with people. So, how often, I wonder, is it that we notice things about someone or something that we appreciate and we don't say it out loud? If we did, how great would that be? Because again, humans are wired for connection. Our brains thrive on social interaction. People need people. There are studies that show that even the smallest interactions, like a friendly exchange with a stranger or just smiling at someone or saying hello, can boost mood, reduce stress, and foster a sense of belonging. And in rural life, where we are physically isolated a lot of the time, how important are those connections? Like, so important. And again, they can just be brief. It's like if you run into town and, you see somebody that you know or that you don't know. Actually, you know what? One of the great ways that we do this and build connection in rural America is the farmer wave or the, one finger wave. That is a great example of how, even though we are physically isolated, we can connect with people on the road, no less. We're in our vehicles and we've one finger wave. Great way to say, hey, I see you. So, some of the things that can hold us back, though, from connecting in this way are feelings of awkwardness. We overthink reaching out, we overthink mentioning what we notice. Like, it would have been so easy for that Runza cashier to overthink her compliment of my earrings and not say anything, but she didn't. And I felt good and she felt good. We've had that connection. Something else that might hold us back is getting caught up in our own thoughts or on our devices. And then we fail to just notice the opportunities for connection. This is something that I noticed in myself when I was traveling through airports more than I am now. I would be on my phone or listening to whatever in my earbuds as I'm making my way through the airport. I would be just doing my own thing, and I was missing a lot of opportunity, especially because the hub for me is DIA, and that's a very busy airport. I was missing a ton of opportunity to connect. Another thing that might hold us back is this nobody cares mindset and the assumption that small interactions don't matter or nobody's going to care if I smile at them or not. But they do. Those small interactions matter and people do care if you smile at them. Sometimes that is the bright spot in someone's day is us taking the initiative to smile at others. And I don't know if you know this, but you smiling can actually trigger a smile in someone else. It's like when we're babies or when our kids are babies and we smile or we stick our tongues out and they mimic us. That doesn't stop just because we grow up. That imitation and mimicry, we still have that as adults. And so smiles are contagious. And I think that's a really cool thing. So here are some practical ways that you can connect that don't take a lot of time. Just notice things. So when you see something that you like or appreciate about someone, just say it. Just like the cashier said she thought my earrings were cool or that she liked them. That was a small thing that she noticed and named. Make eye contact and smile, like we just talked about. This is such a simple but powerful way that we can help make someone feel seen. Use names. So if you go into your local grocery store or coffee shop or see your neighbor out on the street or on the back road, stop and say, "Hey, Bob, how's it going today?" Using names creates warmth and familiarity. People really feel seen when we use their names or nicknames. My name's Terryn, but I really like it when people call me T. Like that makes me feel like, I don't know, it just gives me a little warmer feeling than if people call me Terryn, which is weird because I love my name. But anyway, I digress. Another way that you can connect that's pretty simple, and that maybe this is a little bit deeper connection, but a thoughtful, open-ended, you know what I'm going to say if you've listened to this podcast for long, honest question. So instead of just making small talk, these honest questions can create really meaningful exchanges. And then the last tip I'm going to give you for simple connection is just acknowledging effort and not just achievements. So this could be really effective with your kids or your coworkers or your employees, but I see how hard you're working. Or, wow, that's a really great idea. Like those are simple things that you can say that create connection and acknowledge their effort. These small connections can do a lot to bridge gaps between strangers and also the different generations of our family, our neighbors, pretty much everyone you meet, there's an opportunity to connect and bridge those gaps. So my challenge to you is to try intentionally making one small connection today, tomorrow, the next day, and just see how it feels. Because your effort in connecting doesn't just make the other person feel seen and feel warm and good inside. It does the same thing for you. The connection is not one way. It goes both ways. So even though you're the one putting forth the effort, you still get something in return. And again, connection doesn't have to be big or deep. Sometimes it's as simple as noticing and acknowledging or even just smiling at someone. And I really want to encourage you to connect in some small way today. And with that, until next time, draw good movement. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm so grateful for you. If you found value in this episode, I'd love for you to share with others who might also benefit from tuning in. Share by word of mouth, send it in a text, take a screenshot and post it on social media, or share however you prefer. And if you haven't already, hit the follow or subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Until next time, draw good movement.